Hey guys, I'm gonna go ahead, it's Wednesday morning, but I'm gonna go ahead and do my weekly reads or week of books and review or whatever I call it is what I'm gonna do. I did not do one last week because, we were in Disney, so that is the reason why I did not do one. And I haven't really read a whole lot for 2 weeks, so I guess it's because I was busy running around rather than reading. So, I know I think I told you about this book. Or no, maybe I just picked it up. I can't remember. It's The Goddess Test by Amy Carter, which is the first book of the series. And I will be honest, I can't even remember what I gave this, but I think it might have been 5 stars. Because I really, really, really liked this book. I thought it was well written. I seem to like the Persephone myth, which this is kind of based on that very loosely, because it does have Hades and all of that stuff. I am so excited about reading the next book to find out what happens, because if you know the Persephone myth, you know, she spends 6 months in the underworld, and then the other 6 months she's able to come up and spend time with the rest of the world, and that's what happens in this book. So, you know, she's going to be spending 6 months outside in the regular world, and I want to know what happens with the romance and all of that. It was really interesting, and I enjoyed it, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait. I don't know what that was. I cannot wait to read the second book. The next book that I read was Tiger's Curse by Colleen Houck, whatever it is, which is the first book in this series. I know for a fact that I gave this book 4 out of 5 stars, but whenever I really went back and thought about it, I think it really deserves 5 out of 5 stars. I know I've seen on a lot of videos people saying that they've seen mixed reviews about it. I haven't really paid attention to people's reviews, I guess, or I haven't watched any reviews. I've seen a lot of people say that it's good, so I haven't really seen anybody say that it's bad, but somebody must be saying it's bad because people are saying that. I personally absolutely loved this book. I cannot wait to read the second book, to find out what happens. It's just, you know, it's exciting because it's adventure. They're out, like, doing Indiana Jones crap. That was what was so cool about it. There's a little bit of supernatural, obviously, with the guy being a tiger, and romance. I want to know what happens with the romance. I think that it just, I don't know, it built up, and then we don't know what's going to happen, you know? We're at that point. What's going to happen? So, I can't wait to read the second book. So that's what I'm going to have to do when I go back to the library, is get, like, second books in series, apparently. I do need to get the 4th in this one. I read Specials by Scott Westerfeld, and I think I gave this a 4 out of 5 stars. I still thought this was great. I don't want to talk a whole lot about it. Obviously we know what she is now. Like, every book tells you what she's gonna be. Uglies, pretties, specials. It was really good. It kept my interest all the way through. It built on the story. I don't know if I'm gonna like the 4th book, which is Extras, or not, because I heard that it's not really about the characters we're used to reading about. If this is not true, correct me, but that's what I've heard. That it's just kind of in the same world, but with different characters. I don't know. But I thought this was really good. I enjoyed it. It was a pretty good series. The next I finished up last night. I need to get this out of here. Which is from the Codebearer series, Hunter Brown and the Secret of the Shadow by the Miller Brothers, which was kind of like a middle grade book. I had suspicions that this was going to be a Christian book when I picked it up. I don't know why. I just kind of thought that, and it completely is. It has very high ratings, which I did give it a 4 out of 5. When I first started reading it, I struggled a little bit with it because being a Christian all my life, it was very obvious for me from the first page that it was a Christian book. And sometimes Christian books, I hate to say this, but ones that are so based on changing the Bible around to make it more modern, or they're making a story based on the Bible or something, sometimes those can be a little cheesy. And at first I was thinking, oh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to read this book because it's kind of cheesy. I did see someone's review, because most reviews are very high for this series. There was one review of a lady, and I hate to say this, but it probably was somebody who wasn't a Christian, because she said that she got through a quarter of the way through the book and then realized that it was a religious book and that it was like in your face religious. But for me, it was very obvious from the first page, because like I said, when I picked it up, it just, for some reason, I felt like it was going to be a Christian book. And so from the first page, I could tell it was. By the end of this book, I was impressed. It is based on, it starts with like the Garden of Eden type thing, and then for those of you who are Christians or who are interested in a book like this, I totally think that you should go for it, because I think they did the message so awesome, and the portrayals of, you know, Jesus Christ, this is the book of salvation, pretty much, is what it is. Just the representation of Jesus and things that have to do with, his blood, and I don't know, I just was completely impressed by the end of the book, and I do want to read the second book in the series to see if it's any better. I've heard that it's better than the first, but I just want to see how they portray things in the second book, because it was totally different things than I had ever seen before. I just couldn't get over it. I don't want to say anything because I don't want to spoil it for people who actually do want to read it. I was impressed. It was like nothing I've ever read before, I guess. So it was really good. And I am currently reading A Countess Below Stairs. And I think her name's Eva Ibbotson, something like that. And this is an older book, which I did not realize. I think it was written in the 1980s. It was written in 1981, which is older than me. So I did not realize it was that old. But I haven't really gotten too far in it. I'm like on page 8. So I'm excited about reading it, though. So that's it, and I will see you guys later.